From a young age, my parents always told me to follow the traditional life script of, work hard in school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job, get married, have kids, and retire and pass away basically. But I realized pretty quickly in college that the script was more so an indoctrination into other people's views of life and what makes someone successful. I thought I was smart until I learned this. So there's a big difference between being street smart and being book smart. And we all kind of know that to a certain degree. And I think getting out of school, you're indoctrinated with so much information that you have such a difficult time to conceptualize your own view of the world because you're taking in so much inputs that you don't even really know what's your opinion versus what's other people's opinions that you're just regurgitating. I know for me, when I was taking tests in school, I wasn't really learning the information. I couldn't tell you any history, any math exams, really what I had learned prior to it. It was mostly me regurgitating information really, really quickly. Specifically when it came to history, science, English. I was really good at math, so math just clicked for me. But all those other subjects, I was just regurgitating information. I didn't learn it. I didn't internalize any of it. I hadn't experienced it. I mean, do we really freaking experience many of these subjects in real life? Not really. I mean, other than some basic concepts, but a lot of the stuff that you learn in school is just crap, to be completely honest. And growing up, I thought that was pretty ridiculous, and my grades started to slack a little bit when I got to high school because I just thought it was stupid. I didn't care so much about what I was learning, and I just kind of had to force my way through it. But whenever I had the chance, I was always trying to skip school, and I did skip a lot of school, as much as you really could without getting expelled. And my grades started to slack, and I got a lot of flack from it from my parents, because that's really where we get a lot of our worldview is from our family and our parents, because of what they experienced in life. They put onto us, and then we take their mental models for the world, and then we go out into the world with those same mental models. And if we never adapt or adopt any new mental models of the world, we just stick to their exact mental model. And that's why so many people, how they're born, in what class they're born, say poor, middle class, rich, it's typically where they're going to end up when they die, because they adopt the same mental models that they were instilled with when they were young. They take those until they pass away in old age. And that's just a fact of life. A lot of people, it's very rare that somebody breaks out and gets to the next level, because our brains just kind of keep us in the same level for whatever reason. It feels familiar. If you've been poor your whole life, it just feels more familiar. It feels like home. You're used to it. It's the thing that your parents went through. So you create the same struggles again in your adult life. And it wasn't until I started to recognize how my brain was actually limiting my abilities that I really broke out of, that same mindset that my parents had. And it didn't really start until probably halfway through college. When I was in my sophomore year of college is when everything started to click for me, where I realized that what I had been learning for 18 years or 19 years up to that point was not where I wanted to go. There were some glimpses of the thing that I was passionate about and glimpses of what I really enjoyed. For me, it was business, numbers. I really loved finance. I really love money. I love just boring hard work. I love mowing yards, doing the BS, working on houses, helping out with my dad's rental properties and helping to make them profitable. That was so enjoyable to me. And so instead of doubling down, I just kept doing what I had to do to get the good grades. But if society actually wants to encourage people to pursue their dreams and actually feel fulfilled in life, they would actually encourage them to double down on what they're good at and what they enjoy, rather than giving them this broad general knowledge that doesn't really matter. Because I can't tell you crap that I learned in science other than the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That's the only thing I remember from high school science. I don't give a crap about it. A lot of science, there's some cool things that I'll still seek out and learn about, but it's really about what actually impacts my purpose. It's really, life is all about your purpose, your calling to life, what you're deeply moved by. And instead of encouraging young people to go out and find that, they encourage them to follow the script and get indoctrinated into groupthink of how they should conform to societal norms, rather than encouraging their uniqueness and their beauty and their intelligence and what they're naturally good at. And it takes people so long in life to find their calling. And a lot of people don't even find their calling because maybe they pursued it at a young age in life, but they had so many haters telling them that, oh, you can't make money doing that. You can't be successful at that. That's not going to help you get an A or make money or start a family. You should just do that as a hobby. Just do it for fun. But everybody that I know that has done really, really well had some skills that they were just really good at from a young age, and they just doubled down on it and became world class at it. And then the money follows. If you pursue what you're passionate about, I'm telling you, the money follows. I've always been passionate about real estate, and for the longest time I worked in sales to make money, to make a lot of money and just have a lot of capital, because I thought that, my parents had told me for the longest time that, once you make six figures, then you're set. Not the case at all, first of all. Second, it was unfulfilling. I didn't enjoy the process. I didn't enjoy even having the money. I just kept spending it because I was so dang miserable. I just wanted to buy more things. Even though I knew that that was not what I should have done, I still did it because I needed some sort of out, because I hated my life so much. And it wasn't until I basically cut myself off from the money, I pursued my passion with full force, going all in, moving into an RV, moving back to my hometown of Round Rock area, and then becoming fully locked in on real estate and learning the skills from the ground up at the toughest property we have in the portfolio at my company, and just never complaining, just doing my job every single day the best of my ability, no matter what it was, picking up trash, getting mice out of units, flipping units, helping with make-readies, doing evictions, everything. I just try to do it to the best of my ability because I genuinely enjoy the process of it. It never felt like I was working. People would be like, why are you still going? Why are you staying late? I'm like, I enjoy this. I really like it. I'm enjoying this learning process. It's challenging. I'm getting better. I had infinite energy. It wasn't like I had to force myself to go to work every day. I just wanted to go to work and get better. And I realized that about myself is I need a challenge. I need something that I need to have my back against a wall so that I can just move forward. And that's what I always did in sales, is I needed the pressure. I needed stress so that I could be living at my highest capacity. I really do well in pressure. I love making order out of chaos. And the company that I'm in recognized that quickly, and so they've started to put me into those situations to challenge me more, stretch me more, so that I can withstand pressure. And I've really enjoyed getting to this point because it's how I've always been. I've always put myself in a situation where I go all in, back against the wall. I have to either win this or I can't feed myself. That's how I've always looked at things. If I can, encourage you with anything, if you take anything from this message, it's that the script is not the path. It's not, maybe it is for you, and maybe it's something that you pursue for a short time, but if you're not lit up by whatever you're doing, do whatever it takes to get on the path of whatever you want to pursue. It does not have to be the same thing that I'm pursuing, by any means. If you watch this channel, maybe you're interested in boring businesses, and if so, I'd love for you to stick around and maybe check out the free vending machine playbook I have in the description, just to give some inspiration for ideas that you can pursue. But ultimately, the reason I haven't gone all in on just vending machines or real estate is because boring businesses, you can start a boring business in any of your passions. And that's what I always try to tell all my friends and family is, I don't care what you do, but you can have a business with it. You can create that freedom of being able to work for yourself and pursue your passions if you just understand that you can make a business around it. You can make money doing what you love to do. My mom,
the last year, about a year ago, she was talking about how she wanted to sell these little loveys, these little crochet, and her granddaughter, my niece, would, you know, used when she was a little baby, like it was her little snuggle doll or whatever. And so she started making them, and I was like, well, Mom, this is awesome. Let's throw it on Etsy and start seeing what people think. And so we did. She really enjoyed it, but she was stressing early on because it wasn't making money. And so I was like, Mom, you gotta give it time. You got your marketing. You gotta wait for the advertising to get around. And it started to, after about a month, it started to blow up, and it hit the holiday season. And she sold, I think, 60 or 70 just in a month or two. She's like, whoa, I can't believe this. I'm like, Mom, you're so dang crafty. You're so good at this. You've done it for years without pay, and now that you just started to post it and try to sell it, it took off because you have because you love it, first of all, but two, because you're so dang good at it. Because whatever you love, you're gonna be good at if you stick with it and you continue to pursue it. And so now she's super happy with it because she feels like she has some freedom from her job by having something on the side that she can do, and it kind of helps her relax from work. So she'll be doing it while she watches TV. And same with my sister. She started making these little rings. I actually have one in here. Started making these little rings just with a little copper wire and a little stone that she puts into it, and she started selling it at a farmer's market. And she just loves doing it. She also makes soap. And my family's very, very crafty. I obviously didn't get that gene. I'm not crafty at all. I can't make much stuff like they can. They're also good bakers. I don't know where they got that from, but I get to enjoy all the good baked food, so I'm not complaining. But that's just an example. It doesn't matter what you want to pursue, but you can make a business out of it and be very successful at it. So, or you can buy a business and then with your natural abilities, make it even bigger, and then you can create generational wealth so you don't have to work at a job you hate for the rest of your life. That's the biggest thing about my message, and I just hope people can see what it's like to pursue what you're passionate about, because you just get so much energy from it, and life doesn't feel such a big drag because every day you have an opportunity to work on what you love. I don't mean to preach or anything like that, but it's hard not to when you get to experience life energy, God energy of, okay, I'm on the right path. Even though it's hard and I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, I'm enjoying the process. So that's all I have for you on today's video. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in videos like this, please check out this one over here on the right, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.